Hello and welcome to this tutorial from Rusty Mango Design. In this tutorial we're going to look at how you add tables into your website page content. For this demonstration I'm going to create a new page for my website, and I will demonstrate how to add new pages into your site in a future tutorial. But for this one I'm just going to give it a quick title, and then I'm going to click down here in the edit page area. There's two ways you can add your content in as a table. You can go to the icon table here, insert table, and then you can select the cells just like you would if you were using Microsoft Word. The other place you can do it, and it's exactly the same method, is the table drop down menu, and you can do that at the top here. I'm going to highlight 4 rows and 4 columns and click, and you'll see that's now in my page content area. As I type in table headings at the top here, you'll see that the columns are stretching according to what I'm typing in. If you would like each of those columns to be equal, you need to give it a width, or give them a width. And to do that, you need to highlight them one by one. So you click in the first cell and drag down. Then you go table, cell, table cell properties, and you type in the width there. So I'm going to put 25% in. I've got 100% width table, and each one of those 4 columns needs to be 25%. I'll go through each of them in turn. Table cell properties, 25%. Hit OK at the end of each one of those, and you'll end up with equal columns across your screen. Of course, it's dependent on the number of columns that you want. And the last one, 25%. There we are. So each one of those columns is now equal. The other thing we need to do is look at the vertical alignment of the text. If I add more text into one column or one cell, you'll see that the other cells drop their content into the very center of the cell vertically down here. So that doesn't work for some of our tables. It could get quite messy if we leave it that way. So what we need to do is highlight the entire table, come up to table and go to cell properties again, and then we go down here to V-align, vertical alignment, and we say that we want the content to sit at the top and then work its way down from there. And you'll see we're now aligned to the top of each of those cells. By the way, you can change the text style on anything you put in the table the same way as you change the text style on a page. You can use your preset formats that may be in this menu here. You can use your font families and your font sizes to change the content in there. Remember, if you mess it up and you don't like what you've done to the text, you can also highlight it and use clear formatting to get any fancy styles back off your particular text. Other things you can do is hidden in the table properties. You can highlight it and go table properties menu, and in here you can put an overall width for the table. So for example, if I would like that table to be 80%, I can type 80% in there and it'll only go 80% across the width of my screen. Height we don't generally play with because that's auto adjusting. If you'd like space between each of the cells on your table, you can put a space in there. Cell padding's different to cell spacing. That puts a space between what's inside the cell. For example, if you put an image in there and the actual edges of the cell, it gives you a little bit of a buffer between the content and the edges of that table cell. Border, you can put a border on there, so you can put a 5-pixel border on, but if you're going to put a border on, make sure that once you've filled in this section here, you also go up to the advanced tab here and give it a color, because otherwise it won't give you a border at all. It'll stay empty or it'll stay blank. Other things you can play around with in the table setup, you can go to table row columns, row settings as well, go table row properties, and you can change what sort of row you've got there. So if you'd like that to be a header row, you can click on header and they become headers just like they do in Microsoft Office as well. Don't forget, it's not reserved just for putting text in. You can also put images in there, you can put links in there. Anything you can put on a normal page, you can also put into your WordPress tables as well. And it just keeps your content nice and neat. And that is how you add tables into your WordPress pages.